Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to teach you how to learn any language you want in just 4 steps. Hey guys, my name is Anne Lam, and if you don't know me already, I'm a polyglot who speaks currently 9 languages, and I also love to travel. If you're not already doing so, please follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. This is my username, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. All right, so step number 1, you're gonna focus on building your foundation. What does that mean exactly? You're going to focus on learning high frequency vocabulary and high frequency sentence structures. Basically, you're going to focus on things that are actually used in the language most frequently on a day-to-day basis, and that's going to give you the majority of things that you already need to use to speak the language. One of the things that you can do when you're studying sentence structures that are very common is to also use that structure in different tenses. So what I mean by this, and I'm just going to illustrate this using English, let's say one of the frequent sentence structures you are learning is I like blank. So right now, I'm just going to replace that blank with the noun dogs, all right? So I like dogs. Obviously, that's in the present tense, but you can also change it to the past tense. I liked dogs. You can also do future tense. I will like dogs. You can apply this concept to any language that you're learning. Of course, another thing that you can do is also change the noun itself. So instead of dogs, maybe you can replace it with a noun that you've just learned. For example, books. I like books, and so on and so forth. Finding different ways to use that structure is going to help you remember that structure better and also help you understand how to apply it. When you're building this foundation, this also means that you're starting to study grammar. And unfortunately, this is one of those things that you really cannot avoid if you want to learn a language well. You do have to study the grammar, but more importantly, you have to actually consciously apply it. The polyglots that I know, all of them have studied grammar. So this is one step that you cannot avoid, even though for most people it is not the most pleasant thing. Step 2, daily immersion. This can range from, reading books in your target language or even reading news articles in your target language, reading anything in your target language really, to listening to podcasts in your target language or watching YouTube videos in your target language, Netflix series, movies, etc. Even listening to music in your target language would count as exposure. For example, right now, one of the 2 languages that I'm actively working on is Italian. And I've gotten to this habit now where every day I will watch at least one true crime video in Italian. And also recently, to help maintain my Spanish, I've been singing a lot of Spanish songs. And this kind of links into step number 3, which is linking language learning to things that you already have an interest in. And so for me, I'm very passionate about music because for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a music teacher. And so me learning Spanish songs makes total sense because it aligns perfectly with what I already do and what I already love. But I find that when you link language learning to things that you already love to do, you are much more motivated and also much more likely to stay consistent with working on that language. And why do I watch Italian true crime videos? Because I also have an interest in true crime. In fact, I recently read 2 short Italian novels, and both of them were kind of like Italian noir books. So basically mystery/detective novels in Italian. So still kind of in that crime category. If one of your hobbies is like vlogging, for example, maybe you can try your best to create a few vlogs in your target language. If you enjoy creative writing, maybe try to write a short story in your target language. Whatever your hobby or interest is, linking your language learning to that interest or hobby is going to make the experience much more fun. And finally, step number 4. This is the 15-30-15 method. I'm going to explain to you what exactly that is. When you first start your study session, or whatever you want to call it, spend the first 15 minutes maybe prepping your brain a little bit with just some vocabulary revision. So for me, what I personally like to do is go through flashcards. Now I know Anki is a very popular flashcard app, but the one that I personally use is called Brainscape. What I really like about this flashcard app is that it also uses the concept of spaced repetition. Honestly, I don't know if Anki does the same thing, but Brainscape is the app that I found and it's the one that I personally use. After you've done your 15 minutes of priming with a vocabulary review, you can then move on to the next step, which is 30 minutes of immersion. So this can look like reading something in your target language, watching something in your target language, listening to something in your target language. Basically, the idea is just to expose yourself to that language. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you can definitely find things to watch on YouTube and Netflix, but there's also this app called LingoPie TV that's basically kind of like the Netflix of language learning. So what this app allows you to do is to watch TV shows in your target language with bilingual subtitles. And when you don't know a word, you can hover over that word in the subtitles and click on it to see the meaning and also add it to your word bank for revision later. When you're done watching the episode, you'll be prompted to take a quiz on the new vocabulary that you've just learned. And there's actually even a whole separate page where you can access these different games to basically help you review the vocabulary that you've added into your word bank. And again, all of these games use the idea of spaced repetition. Anyway, I do think it's a great platform for you to be able to watch TV shows in your target language and learn at the same time. So if you're interested in trying it out, definitely click on the link in the description box. After you've done that, the last 15 minutes is going to be spent on production. So what does that mean? You can either record yourself speaking that language or you can write something in that language, but the main idea is that you yourself are producing that language. So those are my 4 steps on how you can learn any language you want. Now, obviously, the main thing that you're gonna have to do is stay consistent. If you apply these steps only like 2 times a month, you're not gonna make that much progress. So really consistency is key. And the more fun and amusing you can make this for yourself, the more likely you're going to stick with it. Thank you so much for watching until the end, guys. I hope you guys found this video useful. Please like and comment and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.